Big field of 21. Take the green. Current New Zealand champ heading this field. Simon Hunter from Christchurch as Sarakic goes flying off the track in the 56. So problems there for the local. He was the top qualifier at the beginning of the day and was keeping Simon Hunter pretty honest in the early heats as well. But Sarakic's race is pretty much over. Also problems there for the 70 of Brendan Smith. Here's what happens here. He ran up over the left rear of Whangarei's Charles Hoare in the 16. Very, very lucky not to get collected on the other side of it as well. So one of the top local hopes is out of the final. Certainly out of the running. He's got back on track. 1 NZ leads 2 NZ. Simon Hunter from Christchurch. Stewie Marshall from Mount Wellington. Marshall, a former New Zealand title holder. Also won junior championships going back a few years. He was one of New Zealand's top juniors. Took a break from kart sport racing. He spent the last few seasons crewing on a midget car at Western Springs for good friend Stephen Curry, who's another former New Zealand champion in the open classes. Christchurch's Simon Hunter, current 1 NZ, qualified second to Hayden Sarakic in the 56, who we've already seen getting into trouble at the beginning of this final. Hunter won the first and second heats and the pre-final to start him off the pole for the final. Hamilton's Michael Grimshaw here in the 5, battling with Aaron Cunningham. He's been busy this weekend doing double duty in both Rotax Heavy and Yamaha Heavy. Yamaha Heavy running the KT100 Yamahas as Michael Grimshaw locks up the rear brake. That handed the spot to Aaron Cunningham. The Heavy's running the KT100 air-cooled Yamahas, 100cc piston ports. 2 strokes, of course. You can adjust the carburetors out on the karts while they're running, unlike the Rotax engines, which you have to set in the pits between the races. So Grimshaw trying to recover from that mistake. Now with Charles Hoare and the 40 in behind him. That's Nick Toswell from Auckland. Toswell's going to go by Charles Hoare, 93, trying to follow him through as well. Len Kappelman from Wellington in the Intrepid. But it's a Techno chassis that leads. Simon Hunter from Christchurch. Intrepid second with Stewie Marshall. Yamaha Heavy's way up at 160 kg minimum all-up weight. Again, going through the weigh shed at the end of each race. Similar difference between Rotax lights and heavies, about a 20 kilo weight difference between lights and heavies in the respective classes. Marshall's not letting Hunter get away here. Hunter looking pretty comfortable. There's only a kart length in it at the line. Simon Hunter, Stuart Marshall 1 and 2, Aaron Cunningham up into 3rd. There's Sarakic trying to come back through this field. Here's the battle for 3rd, 4th and 5th. Cunningham, Grimshaw, Nick Toswell, Grimshaw down the inside, just gets pinched up against the curb. Toswell's going to try and go by on the outside, then runs off track. He ran out of room. In fact, I think he's got another problem. He made no effort to get back on the race circuit. So Nick Toswell battling for that 3rd spot overall, and he ran a little bit wide off the exit of the downhill run from the hairpin. So some form of mechanical problem there for Nick Toswell from Auckland. As the white flag comes out on the start-finish line, 1 to go. Simon Hunter looking to defend his national title from a year ago. There hasn't been too many successful defences this weekend at the New Zealand Sprint Championships, so will Hunter be the first? Stewie Marshall's really tried hard. You can see him bouncing up and down in the seat to try and get traction off the corners. Kart length and a half to 2 kart lengths in it. I don't think Marshall's quick enough. He got a great run there into the infield corner. Working their way through the infield at the Manawatu Toyota Raceway. Simon Hunter, 2 corners left to go. Down the hill, flat out. Under brakes, chokes the engine with his hand over the airbox. He's celebrating. He takes the win and defends his New Zealand title. Down to the line for 3rd, it's going to be Aaron Cunningham. So Simon Hunter with the win. One leads two with Stuart Marshall defending his 2NZ from a year ago, with Aaron Cunningham in third in this 72.
Just tell us a little bit about it. Looked like you had Simon on brakes, particularly coming onto the front straight.
Yeah, we were better in some places, but then he was better than us in others. But maybe next year.
Simon, congratulations. You worked pretty hard out there.
Yeah, definitely. It was one of the toughest races of my life, but in the end we got there, so it was really good.